Welcome to Death and Aliens, an in-depth look at horror and sci-fi TV from two friends who vaguely know what they're doing. I'm MK,
And I'm Courtney.
and Courtney, how are you on this fine sci-fi Sunday?
Well, I'm making it. It's only been, 3 days since we've spoken to each other, but a lot of summer has happened since then. So it's very hot in New York City, and I'm melting. And then I've been in my apartment where it's been like a gazillion degrees, and I went to Starbucks to do some work on Friday, and I thought I was gonna freeze to death like Antarctica. So it's been a very wild like weekend already, but I'm hoping this is the hottest week of the year, so hopefully we're coming out of it. But on a positive note, I signed up for the gym again, which I haven't done in a couple of years. So I got to get moving. I got to get more active, especially because I'm not working at the bar anymore, which was kind of where I was being active, running up and down stairs and whatnot. So I'm watching TV when I'm not working now, where I sit at a desk, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta get moving. And so Friday I went to the gym before work. Today I went to the gym before work. And I also realized that when I shower up there, I get out in the air conditioning. And so I don't feel like I'm immediately sweating again. And so I now feel more encouraged to go to the gym just so I can shower there and not step out into sweltering heat. So that's probably going to be good for my health, this whole heat thing, as much as I hate it. But that's what's doing my life. Me just trying to be healthy and whatnot.
Um, I said last week that I would probably just talk about London for the rest of my life because nothing else good will happen, which is entirely untrue. I had a lovely week with my sister last week, and I spent some time with Dan's family this weekend. It's fine. Everything's great. But I'm still talking about London.
I love it. I can't wait.
And today I want to talk about something that, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I did all the castles and the Buckingham Palace and the London Eye and all the bullshit that everybody does when you go to London. Not that it's bullshit. I loved it. But one of the things that I did.
Typical stuff.
Yeah, I did all the typical stuff. Talked about my nerdy stuff. But what I did that is very particular to me, kind of nerdy, is I found something that I didn't know existed. It's because it's not in downtown London. It's brand new. June was the first month that it existed at all. And it is called the BBC Earth Experience.
This sounds right up your alley. I don't even know what it's about, and it sounds like it's perfect.
So basically, did you get a chance to go to the Van Gogh exhibit or any of those interactive things?
No, I did do the Harry Potter interactive one when it was in Philly, but I didn't go to the Van Gogh one.
Okay, but so basically, it's this huge room that's multiple parts of the room and all these screens at all these different angles and everything, and then you just there's beanbags all over the floor, and you just lay on the floor, and you watch in surround sound these David Attenborough Earth specials with
IMAX.
Yeah, but better. Because it's multiple different screens at different angles, and they're showing different videos of it was, we spent I think an hour in there, which is the whole loop of the video one time around. And I could spend an entire day in here and not feel like I saw everything. It's that much.
I love that.
And then in the gift shop, everything that they make in the gift shop is 100% planet friendly. This t-shirt, I got this there. It has macaws on it because in the video they were talking about how macaws mate for life, and it was really cute, and Dan was adorable. And I'm a bird person, but
yeah, we know.
But so this t-shirt is 100% made from recycled material. And if I were to, it's hard because I'm not based in the UK, but if I were to decide that I don't want it anymore, or it doesn't fit, or it gets a hole in it or something, from anywhere in the UK, I can send them an email, and they will send me a shipping label. I can send it back to them. They will pay for it to go back to them to get re-recycled and give me a $5 credit for the next time I buy something.
Oh my goodness, I love that so much.
Yeah.
Come on, US, let's be eco-friendly. I love it.
I also went to the London Zoo while I was there, which obviously David Attenborough has sponsored like large portions of and done all kinds of stuff for them. So I just, not only was I loving the Queen all week, I was also loving David Attenborough, who is like my other favorite human. So
I love it. That sounds perfect.
So yeah, that was my fun
Oh,
podcast.
I did. For those of you who don't live in our houses, she was like, I'm going to talk about this and lift up her shirt. And I was just like, Macaw, Macaw, Macaw. And then I was like, I don't even know what this is going to be about. I hope it's not a parrot. I was like, I don't know what's even
No,
happening.
it is in fact
But,
a macaw. You were correct.
it turns out I do know my birds, even though I don't like birds. I actually don't mind macaws, but I don't in general as a rule like birds. So
No, while we were in obviously like I literally got like this close to one of the ravens at the Tower of London. I got this close to a peacock at Warwick Castle. I sat on the ground to have a conversation with with a heart, with a, what's the name? What is the full name? A Mongolian bleeding heart dove. Nope, it's not Mongolian. I forgot what the M word is at the beginning, but a bleeding heart dove just was sitting on the floor of the zoo hanging out with it. I did get shit on by a regular pigeon, like a street pigeon.
well, that's supposed to be good luck,
Yeah,
I hear.
a pigeon flew into Dan. Like we were just walking, and it literally just hit him and bounced, like flew into him. I had a
These are
bird
more
feed.
violent than New York City. Like,
Oh no, the pigeons in
pigeons.
London are much more violent than the ones in New York City. The pigeons in London are not fucking
Oh.
afraid of a goddamn thing.
The pigeons here, at least, like they just don't want to get out of the way. But like, I haven't actually been hit by. I've been close a couple times, but I haven't actually been hit by one yet.
No, yeah, the pigeons in London do not care at all.
That's good to know. Can't wait. Can't wait to experience that.
It's great.
What are you drinking in your cute holiday cup?
Coke, because I thought I had Dr. Pepper at my house and I didn't, and so I'm really upset.
Coke's better. It's fine. I'm having water because, as I mentioned, it's 1,000 degrees, and apparently our air quality is going bad again. So it was like 150 today when I was leaving the office. So that's fine. Can't wait. Living the best life.
You know what would help us live our best lives though?
What is that?
A little ounce of spirituality.
Well, this is a quote that I have for you from the one and only Sophia Bush. And it's something to remember when you're trying to like be healthy and think about these things, that you can't be too over the top about it. Because, as she says, life is too short, and I'm Italian. I'd much rather eat pasta and drink wine than be a size 0. And you know, it's about health. It's not about sizes. And Sophia Bush just nailed it. And
I'm not
she's just
Italian.
a queen. I'm also not Italian, but I will live like I am.
Well, but I'm marrying into an Italian family, so like,
who knows? I might be if I ever get married, because I do live in New York City, and
that's true.
there's a few of those here.
Just a few. You know, there's also only a few of Stargate episodes.
Oh, okay. We're being ironic. I see.
Well, there's clearly more than a few Italian men in New York City, so
Right.
I thought the joke kind of worked.
It does. It does. Yes, there's definitely more Italian men in New York City than there are Stargate episodes.
Yes,
So, no doubt.
but
no doubt.
only by like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
We have started a new season of Stargate though, and we watched Stargate SG-1 season 4, episode 1, which was I was watching it today at Dan and Doug's, and Doug got home and he walked in the living room, and 13 seconds into being in the living room goes, "Oh, small victories." Dan goes, "What is wrong with you?"
I love it.
Yeah, the episode is called Small Victories.
Tis indeed.
It is rated 8.5 stars. It premiered.
Okay.
Oh, did you not think
I mean, I
that?
don't know. I just so to be fair, full disclosure, I watched this episode in about 3.5 hours in multiple parts and had to rewatch a lot of scenes because a lot was happening yesterday while I was watching it. I didn't dislike it, but I think continuity might would have helped me a bit in my prediction. But I would
I
have said like
will.
maybe 7, 8 or something. Like, not
I think that continuity probably played a big part in your not being able to follow it
yeah.
because it was one of the kinds of episodes that I didn't have to just pause it to take notes because everything just flows exactly the way you want it to.
Yeah. No, I didn't have a problem like with continuity, but it was like I watched 10 minutes of it and then watched the next 10 minutes like 45 minutes later.
Right, no, no,
So
no.
like just
I'm
watching
saying,
all the way through.
yeah, I'm saying it was one of the ones where I watched it all the way through
Yeah.
without pausing every couple minutes to take notes because it just worked and the notes
Yeah.
made sense and everything
It
flowed.
did, yeah.
And I think that that probably hindered your appreciation a little
Mhm.
bit. Um,
Probably so. Because I still did enjoy it.
yeah. It premiered on June 30th, 2000. Because remember, we're back in that weird time where seasons start in the middle of the summer and we don't have to wait
Right.
till the fall. So,
I was
like,
about to be like, oh my gosh, when is that? Is that close to now? And I was like, that is 3 weeks ago. That has already
correct.
happened. It's fine.
Yeah. The episode, like our season 3 finale was mid-March, and now it is the end of June. Like, so we didn't, could you imagine only having
We
to
don't
wait
play
that
by
long?
rules.
Could you imagine?
Rules
Like,
here.
now a network TV show ends mid-February and then it doesn't come back till, I don't know, October, if we're
Yeah.
lucky, if there's not a writer's
Sometimes
strike.
September, depending on when it started, if it started a bit earlier. So
And then you have lovely things like the writer's strike where CBS announced its fall lineup and there's literally nothing but reality TV.
I haven't even looked at the fall lineups yet, but
No, they've extended Survivor and Amazing Race to 90 minutes a week because they don't have anything else to put on TV.
well,
And Big Brother is on 3 days like normal, but in the
yeah,
fall prime time.
you know,
Happy writer's
that'll be
strike.
fine. Happy writer strike. Hey, writers, Jesus Christ.
I'm so happy that SAG-AFTRA joined them, like, but also it's gonna be a hot
Right.
mess for a while.
But also,
The
we're
number
not going to have any joy in our lives for a while.
Danny, could you imagine if you were watching like current TV on your podcast?
We would just be like joining every week and be like, here, we'll talk about 10 minutes of this one episode that premiered 6 months ago.
It would just be like this is what happened in the strike this week.
Yeah. Update,
Nothing.
update.
The number one movie.
Just watch movies that have already happened.
The number one song in 2000 at the end of June was "Be With You" by Enrique Iglesias.
Oh, he's going on tour.
Is he?
I think it's him
Yeah.
and Ricky Martin and somebody random. Somebody like
Okay.
more recent.
I used to think when I was younger that like Enrique Iglesias was like the young hot version of Ricky Martin, but like now they're both old, and that means that I'm also old.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll get you. That'll get you. Don't look at people that you used to know.
Oh,
Now they're just somebody that you used to know.
I want to write that down, but I threw my pen on the ground. The number one movie was a movie that I feel like I must have seen, but I definitely didn't.
Okay.
My pen's also dead.
Don't you love when that happens?
Yeah, write it in the notes on my phone while I'm talking. It was The Perfect Storm.
Oh yeah. I think I watched it, but it was probably in like 2000.
2000.
I watched it.
Yeah. It seems like it was like a huge deal.
It was.
Um,
Was
but
that with Mel Gibson?
no, it was
Who was in this
George
one?
Clooney.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody else, like I was looking at the cast list and I was like, that feels like a lot of people.
Yeah, it was like
That
it was a pretty big deal. And it was like people that don't always work together, if I recall.
right,
Like, but they were
yeah.
all big names.
Yeah.
Um, but I think,
So-
yeah, I think I probably watched it once around that time. So it's
yeah,
been
like I must have watched it once in the early 2000s and then never thought about it again. I also don't really like action movies, so that makes sense to me.
mm, I go back and forth, but that one was
Speaking,
actually really good. I think you would like that one. It's got a bit of drama to it, if I recall. A
yeah,
bit more
it
drama
sounded
than
like
just
it.
action.
Speaking of things that have a lot of drama to them, though, the number one book that day
Ooh,
was The Indwelling by Tim LaHaye and Jerry B. Jenkins.
I don't know that book.
I've never read it either, but I do know that it is the seventh book in the Left Behind series.
Oh, I wonder if I have read it then, because I definitely read most of, if not all of those books.
I definitely read
I
the
had
first. I definitely read the first one. I watched the movie that with Kirk Cameron in it.
I never watched the movie. I just read the books. We had this like big like library in our church, and I was there all the time for like VBS. Like the friends I was going with, their parents were always like running stuff, and we had a library. And it was, since I was just there, I just read everything that was there, and so
Yeah.
I I think I read most of them, if not all of them.
Um, I blame this book series for my biggest fear in life.
Well,
Like,
I did read Revelations before I read the book series, so
well, yeah, but my greatest fear for always, for as long as I can remember, is that like every time I wake up and I can't find my parents or something, I just assume
mm,
that like I missed the rapture. And the way that it happens in this series did not help that fear.
no, yeah, I think we've talked about this before on
I
here.
think so too.
Because I also like I have that like slight fear that whenever things don't go quite right, I feel that way. Like if
Yeah.
I oversleep and no one's called me, I'm like, what's happened? Is everyone
Yeah.
dead? Is everyone
Yeah.
gone? Which is not the case so far,
No, so
but
far we're still here.
who
We're doing well.
knows?
Um, on the 30th of June 2000, the news was all either really boring or really depressing, so I didn't care about any of it. But
That's totally fair. That's probably for the best.
I did find one thing that made me laugh a little bit because I always just go to the White House website and see what happened in the White House that day. And on the 30th of June, Bill Clinton signed a bill about electronic signatures using this thing called a smart card. And in his speech about this bill, he went on and on about how all Americans are going to be using these smart cards and we're going to be able to do everything online to pay our bills, get a mortgage, like all of this stuff. And it might have been the most amusing thing I'd ever read.
Bless
Like,
his heart. Like he's not wrong, but
no.
his reason is wrong, or his like choice of
Well, and
item.
then because then that also the bill was talking about like um the correct government monitoring and taxes on electronic signatures and online services. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Dark web, meet Bill Clinton.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. We
um,
still don't know what is the government, what the internet is
no.
governed by half the time. I'm going to an AI symposium on Wednesday.
Oh,
It's
are
like the
you?
80,000th one I've gone to this year because no one knows what to do with it, especially in
No.
the creative world, in the
Yeah.
rules world.
I think one of my eighth graders definitely used ChatGPT to write their final essay for my class.
Oh, I would be shocked if everyone wasn't using it.
I have
Like,
two essays that I was like, yeah, you didn't write this.
yeah,
I mean,
I bet a lot of people are like
to be fair,
using it
they
as a tool
did
to
fail
learn.
the essay because they also didn't properly source it because on top of using AI, they also didn't have the AI put it in formatting, which could you imagine if I was using AI, how easy it would be to be like, also this should be MLA?
Right, right. BT dub MLA. Like, I
Right.
feel like that's all you have to do.
Yeah. So idiots. But the episode We're not talking about idiots here. It was written by Robert C. Cooper, directed by Martin Wood, and edited by Rick Martin. So we've got
Welcome back.
all usuals. The guest star this episode, when I wrote these notes, I thought this guest star was in a lot more of the episode than they were, so apologies. The guest star played someone named Yuri, who was one of the Russian naval officers.
In that very opening scene?
Which then was only the opening scene. Yes, correct. So,
Right.
but his name was Yuri Shkas. He was known for Tron Legacy, the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, and Stargate.
Oh, that's good that this is one of his top credits in the opening scene here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. To be fair, he's a stuntman who was probably working on the show for a lot of other things. He's primarily does stunts for these kinds of shows. So I think he was probably in other episodes or will be in other episodes doing stunt type stuff. But yeah, your 3 lines of Russian were that high.
No subtitles.
Yeah, that was on purpose, and we will talk about that.
Oh, good.
So we start the episode on a submarine with everyone speaking Russian and no idea what is happening. Because, like Courtney said, even if you were watching the episode with subtitles, there were no subtitles for the Russian. They open. There's some alarm going off on the sub. They're trying to figure it out. They open this thing because they hear noises. And the replicator comes into the submarine and attacks them all. And then we get the credits. It's a great, thrilling post-credits or pre-credit scene. I actually would prefer all of my shows to start with 2 minutes of complete Russian dialogue with a crazy attack and then the credits so that I never have any idea what's going on.
Right. It's a lot of just introduce you to chaos right up front.
Yeah. We go back after the credits. We're in SGC, and Janet is trying to tell Daniel that he still has to take it easy for a week. They're talking about the fact that they were able to get the secondary gate set up in the gate room, so they once again have a Stargate. And then the gate activates. So of course Daniel immediately doesn't give a shit what Janet just said and runs to the gate room.
I was like, that's not a week. That's not even close to a week, Daniel.
SG-1 comes through and fills them in on what's been going on. They've been trying to get back to Earth for about a week now. The Asgardians came.
They probably thought they were left behind too.
Probably. The Asgardians came and picked Thor up and did not pick them up.
Rude.
Jack asks permission to take a shower before they debrief, and Hammond says not only is he allowing it, he's insisting upon it because apparently Jack smells absolutely rank at this point.
I mean, look, you're waiting for a week. You haven't showered probably if you're waiting, just waiting in limbo for a week for someone to come get you.
Correct. That's a long time to not shower, especially after all of the physical activity that he did on the ship. But also, apparently, in a week, Teal'c has been able to grow a blonde soul patch.
That was rough. I didn't even know how to feel about it.
I was like, who would have guessed that when Teal'c grows out his beard, his hair is blonde? Question mark.
Right. But didn't he have a soul patch in another episode? Like,
that was not real. It was either a dream sequence or a flashback. Yeah, no, he's never had what's the word I'm looking for? He's never had facial hair in the main continuity.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Um, Once they're all cleaned up and debriefed, Sam is working in her lab using a block of the replicator to try to uh, learn what it is that they are dealing with. And Jack comes in because he is still trying to go fishing and he still wants Sam to go with him. But then in a scene that is an exact replica from the episode before, she stops him to let him know that he will once again not be able to go fishing because Major Davis and the Pentagon are on their way to SGC.
Right.
Major Davis fills us in on the fact that the replicators on the Russian sub killed everyone on the sub, and that the US now has the sub, and the replicators are currently contained. They don't know how long that will last, and they also don't want Russia to know what's on the sub.
Right. Which, like, is fair.
So Jack's like, cool, blow it up. And they're like, yeah, because that worked so well
like,
the last time.
Well, I guess it didn't work. It is probably still the best solution.
Correct. But then the gate
really
activates
hate
it.
How much they look like spiders. It really bothers me. I feel like they look more like spiders than the last episode. Maybe I shouldn't look at them hard enough, but it really bothers me.
Then
Why can't we have like? I'm so sorry. I keep it.
No,
I'm just very distraught
okay.
about their look. Like, why can't we have a creature that is like it looks like a baby fox or something? Like we have these ugly worm things. We have these like spiders. Why can't we have something like cute? Like it can be dangerous and cute. Have you seen those like bears in Australia? Those little tiny ones? They look dangerous, super dangerous, but also super cute. I don't want to look away in disgust every time I see them. Like an Ewok. We have an Ewok.
We did have an Ewok. It just wasn't actually an Ewok. It was a small child.
Right. But like, it also wasn't like a huge danger that we're going to have to keep seeing.
Right.
Whereas I feel like we're going to see these for a while and they're distressing.
Well, while they're talking about blowing up the sub, I can't help you with the distressing look.
I know. It's okay. I'll just be distressed forever. It's fine.
The gate activates again, but General Hammond is a little freaked out because there are no teams off-world, so everybody runs to the gate room, and the iris won't close. And Sergeant Harriman is trying to get it to close, but it won't. And then all of the power in the whole base disappears.
I wonder why.
Thor wanders out of the gate.
Bestie.
And he's like, thank you so much for saving my life. And Jack's like, thank God you're here. We need your help. And he's like, I can't. And they're like, but like, why? And he's like, because I'm here for your help.
He's like, I've got my own problems.
He's like, because we still don't know how to help. He's like, I came here by the gate instead of a ship because we literally don't have any ships left. Everybody's trying to fight the replicators and it's not going to happen. And he's like, but the way you guys handled the replicators and the way you blew up that ship was really effective. And I think that the Asgardians are just too smart to defeat this kind of bad guy. So
we need you guys to come and dumb it down a bit.
He was like, we need your attempts because they're a little less sophisticated. And Jack said, was it Daniel? No, Daniel goes, are you saying you need our help because we're dumber than you are? And that is exactly what he's saying.
That is exactly what he's saying.
So Sam volunteers to be the one to go with them. the whole team can't leave because they have to deal with the replicators on the Russian sub. But Sam volunteers to go with Thor and deal with that side of it. And Jack says, "But aren't you too smart?" But General Hammond says, "No, it's fine. Go. You go. Take care of this."
Right.
So then Teal'c and Jack are basically on a Black Ops mission with a bunch of other, I don't know what teams they're from, because not everyone on this mission has SGC clearance. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly have to be informed about the replicators to be able to do this, but then there's something that happens later that makes it very obvious that they don't know everything. So it's very confusing.
Right.
But anyway, there's this team of Black Ops that are going to go recon on the sub itself. We flash to Thor. And Sam and Thor are up in a spaceship on Asgard. And they're talking about all the ships. And he shows her the O'Neill, which is their newest, most advanced, most wonderful ship. But it is not ready yet. Which is adorable because O'Neill is not ready yet.
Right. Oh, so precious.
But so she was like, "Where are we going if we're not taking that ship?" He's like, "Well, we're going to go join one of the other ships we're already out there because there's 5 ships out there and 3 of them are still Asgardian and 2 of them have already been taken over by the replicators. So we're going to go try our best."
It's okay.
Back on Earth, the SG Ops team is going into the sub and they find the bugs and discover that they are a different color than the ones we saw last time. So that's interesting. They also find that there's a queen bug who's like leading the replicating, which is really cute.
Like a queen bee.
Yeah. So just think of them as bees instead of spiders and it'll be fine.
They don't look like bees.
They don't. They don't really look like spiders either, though. They just have 8 legs.
More like spiders, though.
Well, anyway, they started attack whatever kind of animal they are. They start attacking people, and they kill Stevens. Who the fuck was Stevens? We don't know, but now he's dead.
And now we'll never know.
He was a red shirt, and it sucks. That is a reference that you don't really understand, is it?
I don't. That means nothing to me. I'm sorry.
In Star Trek, basically
Never seen Star Trek.
Yes, I understand that. But basically, in the older series of Star Trek, anybody who was like the original series, anybody who was in the main team of Star Trek, of the Enterprise, the Captain Kirk had a yellow shirt, and they all had blue shirts. And anytime a character had a red shirt, it meant that they were disposable and they were not going to last more than a couple episodes. So there's a trope where if there's a character that's introduced purely to die as part of the team, they're a red shirt. Like, that is what they are.
I see. I'm gonna start labeling people I work with that way. Maybe they won't know either. We have so many interns right now that I can't even keep straight.
I love it. I don't love that you have to work with that many interns, but I love that you're going to just call them red shirts.
Absolutely.
Back in space, Thor is trying to teach Sam about the replicators, and he's telling her all these big science words, and she is not having it. The only one that's really important for us to know is Charon, which is apparently a kind of energy particle that is we on Earth have not discovered yet.
Is this the one they were saying was like stronger than Naquita, or like the strongest form of Naquita, or is this separate?
No. This is separate. This is the energy particle that is how the replicator blocks like.
Gotcha.
So then Thor makes a replica replicator. So that Sam could try to understand it a little bit better. Back on Earth. Oh, back on Earth, they have gotten off of the sub when they said that Stevens was dead, and a Charon block or a piece of the replicator was stuck in Teal'c's back. Janet pulled it out. And they decide, well, that was a nice try, but we will have to blow up the ship. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Absolutely, 100%.
Then
burn it all down.
This is this middle section was the most back and forthy, but so then it goes back up to Sam and Thor, who discover that they might be too late because the 3 Asgardian ships have now been taken over by replicators.
Right. Is that the only ones we have left are those 3 and they've all been taken over? Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. Back on Earth, Daniel discovers that the reason the replicators are a different color and are still trapped on the sub is that the replicators are made out of whatever material they are absorbing to replicate. So these replicators that are eating the Russian sub are just made out of steel, like an earth materials. So the piece that was in Teal'c's back,
wasn't it carbon and steel?
Yeah, but like normal earth materials.
Right.
The piece that was in, the piece that it was in Teal'c's back was corroded from having gotten wet with cleaning his wound and everything. So Daniel was like, the thing is, sure, we could blow up the ship, we could cut it open and everything that's inside it would corrode and die, but the original replicator that came from Thor's ship that is made out of this Asgardian material will not. Obviously, because that's how it got here in the first place. So they're going to have to destroy that spider separately before they nuke the submarine. Great.
Sorry, she's knocked my mind down. I'm fine though. Everything's fine.
Okay. Sam and Thor back up there have only 2 hours and they still have no plan. So that's good. This is our building suspense moment of the episode where they just give us scenes that show us that we don't know anything.
No one knows anything.
Then we go back to the sub where we see Jack setting up some C4. But again, no real plot there. Then we go back up to space. And Sam comes up with a plan. And to use the O'Neill as bait.
Sweet O'Neill.
She basically wants to use the O'Neill as bait because obviously the replicators want to get stronger, so they want to follow whatever material is the strongest material. And we know that this new ship is the strongest material. But in order for the original ships, the older ships, to go into hyperdrive, they have to turn their shields off, which we learned last episode when they were trying to save Thor in the first place. So she's like, we send O'Neill into hyperdrive. They follow it into hyperdrive. We self-destruct the ship and we'll take them all away with it. And Thor goes, that is risky. We can't do it.
Yep. But also it's like their strongest technology. And he's like, you want us to get rid of our strongest technology.
Yeah, no, for sure. Down on Earth, Jack blows up all the C4 and attracts all the bugs while he and Teal'c attack. That says Mama. They attack
what?
Mama. They attack Mama. That's what I wrote.
Oh.
Yeah.
We weren't
the mother,
told
the
that
mother
it was...
bug. No, the queen.
Oh,
the queen. Yeah, the queen bug. The mother bug. Yeah, they were calling it the mother bug and the queen. No, they were calling it the mother bug, and I wrote Mama. Apparently,
right. That tracks.
Yeah. Back in space, Sam's like, yes, you were right. This idea is risky and it is stupid, but that's why you asked me to be here, to give you stupid ideas. So just do it. So he does.
Which is fair.
Yeah. Back on Earth. Yeah, back on Earth, Jack and Teal'c blow up the mother bug, but like it doesn't exactly go well because then every other bug in the whole ship starts to like attack them and try to hurt them for killing the mother bug, and they have no way to get to the escape route. And Jack's like, at this point, you just have to blow up the ship with us inside it. It is a sacrifice.
Yeah, he is like committed.
He's like, and Daniel's like, can we not, please?
Like, didn't we just do this like
Right.
yesterday?
Yeah. Then then Thor comes back to Sam and says that we did launch the O'Neill. It heads into hyperdrive. The replicators chase it, and then we see a big fancy supernova explosion. It works. Everybody's dead. Yay.
Yay.
While that is being successful down on Earth, things are not being very successful, and Derek and Major Davis, Daniel and Major Davis.
I was like, I don't know who Derek is, but okay.
No, Daniel and Major Davis finally give in and give the orders to blow up the submarine. And just in the nick of time, Thor whooshes Jack and Teal'c out of the exploding submarine.
Surprise.
Surprise. Then Thor tells them that he will, in fact, eventually help them defeat the Goa'uld, but that they have to understand that saving Asgard only saved that planet, not the galaxy. And
right.
These replicators are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to use some of the more caveman-like techniques to help, but that they have to save their galaxy before they can save Earth.
Right.
Because, you know, SG-1 kind of has a pretty good handle on it.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
I do have some trivia.
I love trivia.
Oh, yeah. So when O'Neill, Carter, and Teal'c activate the gate as an off-world activation, like when they come in the gate, you can see the wide shot of the iris opening, the Giza glyph, the point of origin on the Alpha Gate. However, this is supposed to be the Beta Gate, as the Alpha Gate is at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean in the wreckage of the Asgard ship. So they said that they were bringing in the new gate, but then didn't actually change the prop.
And then they're liars.
This is the first episode to include a fully CGI rendered Asgard. So we see the whole planet.
So when I said it was CGI last time, I just was predicting the future.
The city is CGI, like the planets and not an Asgardian. No, the planets and the spaceship when they're looking out at it, that whole thing is CGI'd.
Yeah. That makes sense.
This season opener returned to the original character montage opening credits.
Yeah.
That were used in season 1 and 2, but not in season 3 for some reason.
But are they the same like credits? Like, are they the same scenes entirely, or is it just the same style?
Did not pay attention. I'm going to be honest. I can tell you that next week.
Right. That'll be next week's trivia.
Yeah. Major Davis informs Derek, or I keep saying Derek. I don't know who Derek is.
Where you've gotten this from.
Informs Daniel that the Dallas is standing by to torpedo the Russian submarine. The USS Dallas is an actual submarine in real life. It is a Los Angeles class nuclear-powered fast attack submarine, and it is notable that it was featured in the Tom Clancy novel and hit film The Hunt for Red October. The Dallas was launched on April 28th, 1979, and decommissioned by the Navy on April 4th, 2018, making her one of the longest active running submarines in U.S. naval history. As of January 2019, the Dallas is docked in a mothball fleet, though there are plans to make her a museum ship when the funds are
Oh,
raised to be able to do so.
nice.
This is the introduction of the blonde soul patch on Teal'c.
The introduction, that means it will come back.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool story.
The other Asgard that appears on the screen behind Carter on the video clip is just repeating the exact same lines that the two Asgard said in the fifth race. It's just reused footage. The submarine was a Soviet-Russian Foxtrot class B-39. It had been decommissioned in 1994 and was stored in Vancouver from 1996 to 2002. It became an exhibit at the Maritime Museum of San Diego in 2005, but in 2021 it was withdrawn from the collection and subsequently scrapped.
Rude, but okay.
And these are the two fun ones that are the reason why there were no subtitles in the beginning.
I'm so excited.
First of all, the two men speaking to each other in Russian. One was speaking Russian. The other was speaking Ukrainian. So
those are not the same.
They're not. Also, this is my favorite. The Russian submariner, before opening the torpedo tube, asks his comrade, or answers so the first one says, "What do you think is in there?" in Russian. And when he opens the tube, what he actually said in Russian is, maybe it's a bug from the previous episode.
Stop. Oh, Stargate. Oh, Stargate. You silly Willie.
Yeah, Doug was like, "You are going to talk about that on the episode, right?" And I was like, "Of course I'm going to."
Of course. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it's great. Good times. So, what are your thoughts? Overall thoughts on that episode?
I liked it. Like I said, I
Yeah.
was very distracted while watching it, much like I have been today.
Get it together, Sadie.
I know she literally was asleep until we started recording, and now she's been like all over my room since then. But yeah, no, I really like it. I know you've mentioned in the past the replicators are like the next big bad. So I'm wondering, like, are we gonna annihilate them in a country, and then like in a couple of like maybe in a season they'll be back on Asgard? Like, are we gonna have a lot of like reruns with them almost? Or so I don't know. I'm just kind of like trying to figure them out still, kind of like their place and whatnot. We didn't see any got old in season opener, so that was interesting. We'll see where we're going with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I almost died when Carter hugged Thor. That made me so happy.
Oh, I know. It was great.
That was precious. It was a very precious episode. Like, it had so many little like random cute things in it.
Which also means that this might be a hard question. Who do you want to punch?
The replicators.
It's fair. It's really
but like
fair.
I guess not too hard, because if I break them in half, they just replicate. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
he didn't really do anything wrong in this episode. He doesn't really ever do anything wrong. He just kind of irks me some days. So I'm going to punch Major Davis just because he's there. His dynamic like throws things off.
Yeah, it's not like he's just not quite right. Just not quite right.
Yeah. And who is your MVP?
Carter. She's just so smart.
Totally
even
fair.
for, I guess, a dumb human.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
Saved the whole Asgard planet.
She did, in fact. I am going to pick Thor for understanding that sometimes it's not about superiority. It's about knowing when you're not looking at things from the right point of view.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
good leader, very smart, very smart.
All right. Well, that is everything for this episode. Next week we will be talking about season 4, episode 2.
I don't wish.
Which is interesting. Um,
Are you gonna give me
I,
a little teaser?
yeah, I'm gonna give you a little teaser as soon as I remember what
What it's about?
it's about. Um, yeah, I my little teaser is that in the next episode, Daniel is not the one who rushes headlong into things that before he shouldn't.
Ooh, I bet it's Jack then.
Yes, yes, it is. But yeah, there is a new race that we haven't seen
Lady?
before.
Oh,
There's a new race that we haven't seen before, and Daniel is not the one making stupid decisions.
great. I love that for Daniel.
Me
Good on
too.
him.
Yeah.
One in a row. One in a row.
Well, two. He didn't do anything that stupid this time. In fact,
That's
he's the
true,
only
but I
one.
just feel like
He's the
with a
only
new
one who figured.
race.
He's the only one who figured out that the replicators were different on Earth than they were in space.
I did. I figured it out.
Yeah,
I
but
knew they looked different.
you couldn't help them.
No, I am 0% help. 0% help. Even if I was there, I would just give up.
Yeah. Well, with that, if you have any questions for us, you can email us at deathandaliens@gmail.com. If you would like to talk to any of us on the if you want to talk to us on any of the social media, you can find us anywhere at Death and Aliens. And you can follow me personally everywhere at EMKAY_superstar.
And you can follow me and Sadie, who has been a big guest this episode, at CE Cloud 13.
And with that, we will see you on Thursday for our episode of Thriller Thursday, where we go into the first episode of the Exorcist television show.
So excited.
So we'll see you
it's
then.
going to be a fun one.
See you then. Bye.